sometimes it doesn't matter how much your idea is perfect or more logical, because the circumstances are in that way you can't implement, and the guy has to take the decision. They don't have capability to understand. Just I am taking one generic example, nothing related to my software area. That was around 15 years ago. I discussed with other automobile persons, but sadly they were not in a position they can change or suggest this decision to their company. And after around, say, after 15 years, now I was reading first Nissan Motor and then Suzuki Motor, they are going to implement the same ideas and concept. The concept was that, and like they are going to generate, instead of pure EV, they decided through gasoline they will generate the electricity, and that electricity they will store into battery and then they will produce to the car. Much more mature way, this concept I discuss with my friend circle, and when my relative was in R&D division, I also suggest, but the company he was working, he told he can't take the decision. So the idea was, somebody was saying, oh, now electric vehicle will come and they are much more cheaper to run the through electricity. Then I told it is impossible, because especially in India at that time, most of the electricity is made by gas, coal, and other thing. So think about that. If anything is already running in gasoline, how if any electricity is produced by that is much more cheaper. And even though in distribution 30-40% electricity also used to waste. Based upon that idea, then I realized why, and also Carnot engine, like Carnot or something, like none of engine can have efficiency as 100%. So I was just going in more detail where we are wasting our energy, like in braking and other things. So that's why hybrid vehicle came. But 15 years ago, I was just thinking about that, like why should not produce the electricity? Because in electricity still can generate once you are. So I was just thinking there are segregate. One is producing the electricity, and then you can use same concept. They have now they are going to implement. And instead of the battery, I was thinking some kind of a capacitor, like a grid. Like once you are producing big, like either thermal or other, immediately you are not going to consume. So they have a grid. Grid is called in physics terminology called capacitor. Capacitor. So you can um, use grid, and same grid is another concept which is called a battery. So that time I told you why we should not generate the electricity, keep, and at least we need to find out instead of battery, because battery has some life. So why we can't think about something, some other alternative capacitor and other thing which can maximum hold 20-minute or 30-minute electricity. So at least it should only generate which electricity we supposed to use in 30 minutes. So what we can do, or even though 20-minute or 30 minute, because you are not going to take much more break or traffic more than 20-minute or 30 minute. So I was just thinking, why should not at least that capacitor we can make? Then nobody can say the electricity, current electricity vehicle is much more cheaper than any gasoline vehicle. Then I discussed with this concept why we can't think about in this way, like any other capacitor or you can say grid. Somebody saying, oh, grid is failed, so they use this grid. In physics we were saying capacitor or sangharitra, which can hold the electricity for some time. So we just make this thing. Same way in the life, when I was thinking how to make the country people happy, lot of people used to blame about the government. This government is not nice. They are making very wrong policy, wrong decisions, and other thing. I know in democracy system especially there is a problem, because sometimes they have to make the policy to impress the particular voter bank or vote. Even though if somebody is 100% very honest and want to make a logical policy, still people used to blame. That time I was saying, just think you are an emperor where you can make all the decision and can implement. Based upon that, I also think about like how to make people happy. I have also that concept and other thing, but unfortunately, I'm not in position to implement. Then I realized in this world, those can make or think a good policy. Sadly, they are not. They can't execute, and those are very bad. Only expert to attract the people, to lure the people. They used to become the decision maker. So sadly, in current situation, those doesn't have a capability of decision making, uh, they are authorized to take the decisions. Same thing in corporate. Even though in architect, those are very big enterprise architect, this architect, ground reality, they don't have a very deep level technical knowledge. But they are explained, they are excellent how to manipulate to the pupil. Same thing you happen lot of katha vachak storyteller. They are very excellent to explain the small thing very nice way to influence to other. So my intention was in this way, we need to find like all the problems is happening. Like old time, there was in India, there are in Bharat, there was a rishi or sage tradition, and they was making the policies, and king was just implementer. King always used to say, I am servant or guardian or head guardian of my citizen. And he was not making the policies, he was a just executor what says and other thing, because says or rishi was a away from the society, and they used to think free. There was a free thinker, and they used to suggest, and king was a follower. But into the democracy system, into the other system, problem is that those are a good executor. They used to take the decision. Either they are depend upon another decision. They used to take the decision. That's why the all the problems comes. And this is against the separation of concern. That's why in IT there was a architect has to take the decision, developer has to implement, project manager has to just manage all these things. So there is also hodgepodge. Again, I don't want to go make this video bigger, but my intention was to convey those can make the policy, those can make a better policy. Sadly, they are not in position, or they are not authorized to take the decision. So that's why most of the problem has to come. I have also, if you want anybody want to discuss how to make human happy, what basic things are required, what are the challenges and other things, none of the government think about that. Like first thing I used to say, how much your population, how much your nationalist uses are, how much other thing. First discuss on the paper. If you can't satisfy on paper, then how can you satisfy in reality? But every political leader, this simply they are totally liar. Oh, if I will come, I will give this thing, that thing. Everybody know it is impossible. Like suppose if one mango tree can maximum every year just producing 100 mangoes, and in village suppose there are 50 people are living, hardly you can give the two mangoes. If some corruption will happen, somebody is getting four mangoes, somebody will get not anything. But political leader will come, oh, if I will come into the power, every all 100 people give you five or six or this much mango. How can you give if it is not able to produce? But sadly, this world, people like attractive lies. Same thing happened into the religious book, full of the lies. I'm not saying they name of that the book was written, they lies. But suppose Gita, it was said Gita was given by the Krishna to Arjun. But who was listening when Krishna was explaining to the Arjun? So lot of things was when somebody has written some book based upon the what uh, general concept about what Krishna has told, based upon that they have just either that is a true or something they have written. Same thing in Bible. Did Bible was written by Jesus? This Quran was written by Muhammad? 100% it is not, and it is impossible. Same concept came into the Gautam Buddha. When he was tired, then Ajatasattu asked, we want to collect all the teaching of the Gautam Buddha. Then it was decided, okay, because Anand spend most of the time with Gautam Buddha, so he can better tell. So all the collection of the, even though in the name of the Gautam Buddha was what Anand has explained, and what others was close to Gautam Buddha was explained, that was collected. And over the period of time, it is also little bit adulterated. So again, I don't want to expand my this video. Thanks for my watching my video.